Last night on the Bill Maher show, MAGA Republican Congressman Byron Donalds got humiliated. He got torn into by Bill Maher himself and the other panelists on the show. Look, this is what happens when these MAGA Republicans step outside of their media bubble. When they're not on Fox News, when they're not on Newsmax or OANN, and they're not getting softball questions, and they actually face some adversity and some debate, it all goes terribly wrong because they're defending the indefensible. Donald Trump, supporting him, you can't defend that. His policies are awful, his conduct is bad, and he himself is a horrible, horrible person. So he just got torn into last night. The clips are great. I have a couple of them to show you. And the first video I want to show you from this appearance is Bill Maher kind of listing to Byron Donalds' face all the negatives about Donald Trump, how much he lies, how deceitful he is, and it's great. So take a look.
Here's the things that bother me about him. I know no politician is perfect. I can let a lot of shit go.
Right.
But one, he doesn't concede elections. That's always going to be a deal breaker for me. Does not concede elections and has gotten all you guys to pretend that they won the last election. Two, he just lies. Like he doesn't even care or know what he's lying about. It just, I mean, I have a list just from last night. The election was stolen. No, it wasn't. Crime is up. Crime is down. Worst inflation ever. It's been 23. It's 3. You know, the people coming, illegals have killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. 107% of new jobs went to illegal aliens. I mean, you were in the hall. You heard this shit. It doesn't bother. It doesn't bother. But it doesn't bother you that he just whatever he thinks should be the reality is the reality that he then espouses, even though you know it's not. That doesn't bother you.
What he talks about is what Americans are feeling every single day, no matter what city in the country you're talking about.
So facts don't matter.
Inflation.
Yeah, I really love how that clip ended with Bill Maher saying, so facts don't matter. That is essentially what Byron Donalds just said right there. It's, of course, what the MAGA Republicans stand for. Facts don't matter. Donald Trump can lie tens of thousands of times, and they don't care. He lied over 30,000 times during his presidency, averaging out 20 a day. 20 a day. Could you imagine lying 20 times a day for 4 years straight? Insane. But that's Donald Trump. At his RNC speech, lied dozens of times. At the presidential debate, told over 30 lies. In a 90-minute debate, of which he wasn't even speaking for the entire 90 minutes, he lied 30 times, over 30 times. Are you kidding me? In this MAGA Republican Party, in the Republican Party we're looking at today, facts do not matter. The truth doesn't matter. Donald Trump bends and distorts the truth to his liking so he can run a campaign. And just look at what Donald Trump is running on. Look at the issues that Donald Trump is focusing on in his campaign. Immigration. He says that somehow, magically, Joe Biden is responsible for an influx of migration at the border. And then you go, well, okay, if that's the case, what did Joe Biden do to cause it? Silence. Nothing. Same thing with inflation. They say, oh, Joe Biden caused this massive inflation. It's because of Joe Biden's policies, and Donald Trump's going to get back into office and solve it. You say, okay, so what did Joe Biden do to cause the inflation? Silence. And you say, well, all right, maybe you don't know that answer. What is Donald Trump going to do to lower prices? Silence. They don't know the answer. Same thing with gas prices. You do that same song and dance with MAGA Republicans. Facts do not matter. They cannot win on policy. They cannot win on morality. So they have to resort to just making stuff up, saying that Joe Biden did this or Joe Biden did that. It is quite sad. It's quite sad that this is the current state of the Republican Party and the campaign that they're running this time around. So Bill Maher is absolutely right to call out Byron Donalds for just kind of standing by idly and supporting Donald Trump and disregarding his lies, looking the other way. And, you know, Byron Donalds tried to defend it. He's saying, well, you know, everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling it. All these people in different cities, it's he can't bring himself to say, you know what? You're right. Donald Trump embellishes too much. He lies too much. He's dishonest. I wish he would be better on that front. He won't do it. He will not do it. Anyway, so that's the first clip. The second clip I want to show you is Byron Donalds trying to claim that, you know what? The Republican Party is becoming more loving and accepting. It's allowing more people to join it. And a guest on the show just put him in his place just like that. Take a look.
Our party is growing. It's getting more diverse. And when you're in those convention halls like I was for 5 straight days, nobody says, ooh, that guy's black. Let me take a picture with him. They're like, man, that's Byron. I love him. White, black, Hispanic, doesn't matter. Everybody.
Bill, I would say this. It's good. Just because you add more raisins to the potato salad, it doesn't make the potato salad any better. Okay? It does not necessarily make it better. Now, yeah, we're okay with women, but we're going to make it very hostile towards women's rights. This whole thing of repealing Roe v. Wade and the cynical way which was done shows no respect for the autonomy of women over their bodies. I'm sorry, Republicans.
Yeah, that was Larry Wilmore, and that was perfectly said. I love the analogy of the potato salad and the raisins and all that stuff. And it's true, right? The Republicans, Byron Donalds is lying to our face right now, saying that the Republican Party is becoming more diverse, just more accepting generally. And that's just not true. That is just not true. They are still incredibly hateful, discriminatory, unequal in their representation. It's just not the case. And they're not looking for new members. They're not looking for people to join the ranks. And if folks do join the ranks, if women in the Republican Party are voting for their reproductive rights taken away, it doesn't mean that that's the right thing. And it certainly doesn't mean that the Republican Party is more accepting. And the beautiful thing about what Byron Donalds is saying is that we can debunk it with fact. We can just look at the Republican Party's record. Let's take a look at some quotes and some things that the Republicans have done recently that really disprove this myth that Donalds is pushing, that the Republican Party is more accepting. Take a look at this quote. Republican Representative Tim Burchett, following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, criticized the head of the Secret Service, saying she was working at Pepsi before this and that she was a DEI hire, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Republicans are now using DEI as their cover-up for a racist term. Anytime they see a person of color working a job, as Tim Burchett just did right here, or a woman working a job, they say, oh, it's a DEI hire. Oh, that's DEI. It's disgusting. It's covering their misogyny, the racism that they perpetuate. They're just doing it now under the guise of the word or abbreviation DEI. So here's another example. Back in 2023, 7 Republican attorney generals in 7 different Republican states wrote to Target saying that their Pride Month merchandise could violate their state laws. Pride Month merchandise, like a shirt with a rainbow on it, to show pride in the LGBTQ plus community. They were trying to argue that that was illegal to sell. Illegal. So that doesn't seem very accepting to me. Doesn't seem like LGBTQ plus Americans are being accepted on the Republican Party's vision for the country. I mean, attorney generals are saying, hey, you can't have pride merchandise on sale. Are you kidding me? What about this recently? Sebastian Gorka, former Trump advisor, criticized Kamala Harris, saying she's a woman and that she's a DEI hire. Again, DEI hire. It's just blatant misogyny, blatant racism. I mean, it's so absurd that, Byron Donalds tries to get on Bill Maher and tell us otherwise. We can see it with our own eyes. The Republicans are saying it. They're not even hiding it. And here's their final example. Since 2018, polling places in black communities closed specifically in these areas at higher rates than any other area in the state of Georgia because the Republicans did it. The Republican governor, the Republican legislator, they're closing these polling locations in predominantly black areas. Does that sound very accepting? Does that sound like they want more people in their party? Or maybe they're trying to make it harder for people of color to vote and make it easier for, the straight white men that the Republican Party love and make their entire base. Maybe they're trying to make it easier for their voices to be heard. I don't know. It's just a thought, though. So, Byron Donalds getting on Bill Maher trying to say that the party is more accepting and more diverse and they love everybody no matter who they are. Really? Do they love people of color in Georgia? Do they love LGBTQ plus people in these 7 states? Do they respect Vice President Harris for her identity? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so Larry Wilmore was right to call him out for his saying, no, that's not the case, which is not. So really well done by Bill Maher and everybody else on the show. Really great segment. And it's always a good day when a MAGA Republican gets exposed on live television. It's just always a good day. You can't go wrong. So anyway, just wanted to show you these couple of clips here. Very good stuff. So I'll wrap up the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And look, I appreciate you being here and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.